Viva is the largest auto group in the Southwest with 10 different brands. We can get you in the car of your dreams. If you can imagine it, we can make it happen right to your driveway. Viva has a dealership near your neighborhood in El Paso and Las Cruces. Come in to pre-order a made-to-order Viva vehicle just the way you want it.
What's your VivaStyle? It's what you want it to be.
In El Paso and Las Cruces.
Pre-order or reserve your special Viva vehicle today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Estela, Casas, creative brand strategist for the Viva Auto Group family of dealerships. Thanks for listening to the VivaStyle podcast, where we have interesting conversations about the automotive industry that provides hundreds of jobs in the borderland. Let's talk VivaStyle.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's International Women's Day was March 8th. Gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. That's the theme of this year's International Women's Day. But we celebrate women every single day. And I wanted to use some of these quotes. Feminism isn't about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. And now we get to talk about the mighty Mujer triathlon. And thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon to talk about something that's very near and dear to the hearts of many El Paso women. So tell me a little bit about this year's Mighty Mujer.
Well, thanks for having us. My name is Gabriela Gallegos. I'm the race director and founder of Mighty Mujer Triathlon. We are entering our 11th year, so we have had the pleasure of introducing thousands of El Paso women to the sport of triathlon, which is swim, bike, and run. And really people have started from nothing, from people with no athletic background, don't know how to swim, maybe don't know how to bike, and now they are triathletes. But really the entire community is about empowering women and about showing the strength that we all hold and expressing it in a new way. So we encourage women to consider this a gateway to active living more than just a bucket list. This is something that you might do once and then it becomes part of your lifestyle.
So it's not about athleticism. You don't have to be a good runner or a good cyclist or a good swimmer. You just want to have the courage and the will to do something like this.
We've got all ranges. So we've got people who, maybe are starting this later in life or maybe who are starting with not much of an athletic background. We've also got people who are there to win. So it's this beautiful moment of experienced triathletes racing alongside newbies, and they learn so much from each other.
Do you do this?
So you can't participate while you're directing, right? So you don't want me 10 miles away if something goes wrong. So that's something I always have to point out. I do triathlons. I just can't, participate in any of my own.
But what do you tell women who are a little nervous about it, like myself? So, I'll bike, maybe do 6 miles a day on a stationary bike. I did do a cycling tour to Oregon and fell and broke 3 ribs. And but I've gotten back on the bike. And but being outdoors is a little scary.
Understandable. And I think everybody's nervous, even if it's your first race or your 10th race, you're a little nervous when you get to the start line. So that is to be expected. So that will happen for absolutely everybody there. In terms of getting out there and getting back on the road, we've come a long way in terms of being more bike friendly, but we still have a really long way to go. Race El Paso offers clinics leading up to Mighty Mujer Triathlon. So we offer, yes. Okay. So they are free opportunities for women to come out and get some instruction. So we've already had our first 2
that I missed.
That you missed. We still have 2 or 3 more, so don't worry. There's more to come. But essentially teaching skills, right? So the initial one is very basic safety, checking your tires, making sure your brakes are working, all of the things that every person should be prepared for every time they get on their bike. This last one we did was climbing and descending, so using your gears safely. A lot of women imagine that the climbing is tough, but the downhill is scarier, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't like to go too fast.
Yeah. Well, so this, this clinic was for that, right? I am the same way, right? So I never had that kamikaze gene of let's just take it. I'm like, no, I might get hurt. So I wanna not get hurt. So we do offer those clinics, and that really has helped build confidence and community. So you meet other women there.
So Mighty Mujer El Paso is an all-female event with in-person and virtual options. I'm guessing that happened after COVID-19. Super sprint triathlon, sprint triathlon, aqua bike. That sounds pretty interesting. Biking and swimming.
Swimming and biking.
It begins with a 300-yard swim in a 25-yard pool that takes athletes on a challenging and rewarding bike route and run course. The virtual options take place on a course of your choosing, including on a stationary bike or treadmill. So I might do that a little bit. We'll see what happens. Candlelight.
Yes,
I'm
hiding over here.
Yes, you are. You are a familiar face in El Paso, a familiar voice. Tell me a little bit about why you're involved with the Mighty Mujer and Race El Paso.
Well, I'm going on my 9 months now with Race El Paso, who is the creator of Mighty Mujer, our separate brand. So I'm the brand and marketing and brand management director, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of all our other races that we host here. So Eagle in the Sun Triathlon is one of our staples. It's been around for over a decade. We also have hosted Mighty Mujer in other locations. So I got to go to Tucson and Miami last year, and it's just beautiful. The community and the atmosphere, like Gabriela mentioned, we welcome new triathletes, veteran triathletes like you yourself who wants to
I can
do
add triathlete.
Yes, you want to be a part of a relay, get your feet wet. But it's about women really empowering themselves. Everybody comes with a different goal, but it's amazing what your body can still do. And I've seen women in this last 9 months in all our races, women preteens, our mighty Mijas as we call them, all the way up to 79. I met a woman in Miami who had been doing triathlon since the 80s, and she was there doing every portion of it, smiling, her husband cheering her on the whole way. So you really get this sense, and the biggest thing is inclusivity, diversity. Any woman, all shapes, sizes, all colors are welcome, and we see women do this race because they beat cancer. We see them want to take on a challenge and take better care of their body. We've seen people following COVID actually enter our sport at high rates. Bikes were sold out. We couldn't even find bikes for one of our training programs that we tried last year because people are now saying, I want to take care of my health and wellness. I've been sitting around rushing to work. I want to get out and bike. I want to get out and swim. I want to get out and run. And we do have a community for that. So we also have resources for beginners who are nervous along with our workshops. We can introduce you to an accountability partner. One of our Race El Paso ambassadors, we have 20 local ambassadors, all walks of life, professions, who fit a training schedule in, and they love to bring in new people and say, let's go bike, we're going to show you. Let's go swim, we're going to show you what to expect. And we see so many people, they just love it. It's awesome.
When you have a partner, like a buddy to encourage you, you call them, what did you do?
An accountability partner.
Accountability partner. Yeah, I've got one of those, and he pushes me all the time, and it's important. But it's also important to be pushed by a community of strong, successful women. I know and see on Facebook all the women that are involved in Mighty Mujer, and it's like, oh, I know that person, or I didn't know that person did it. So it's a really cool community, and everybody can get involved. So you have a virtual event, the in-person race information. You can always go to mightymujer.com, triathlon.
Yes.
mightymujertriathlon.com and raceelpaso.com, and you can find all that information in there. So participants will receive a race shirt, a water bottle, a finisher medal. Oh, and a new title, right? Triathlete. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yes, and our gear is awesome. Women wear it for years, and they recognize it. Like, Mighty Mujer is a really, really big deal.
We are all Mighty Mujeres. Hey, just want to remind everybody that if you like and share our podcast, our VivaStyle podcast, you can win a $50 gift card if you like and share. So who doesn't want a $50 gift card? Look, we got IHOP and Applebee's and Target and Home Depot, and we all want you to tune in and listen in because we have a lot of interesting topics. So the VivaStyle podcast obviously is part of the automotive group, Viva Auto Group. But it's also a venue, another platform to be able to talk about different issues affecting our community. Why do you do this?
Oh gosh, I do this because I wanted to change the culture of El Paso to be more active. You know, when I was young, I didn't grow up athletic, and I was gone for many, many years. And when I came back, I saw the city with different eyes, right? I didn't know there were dialysis centers on every corner. I didn't know that, there were just so many things that as a teenager never, weren't in my vision. And so I came back and saw what we have. I'd also lived in other cities where we had trails everywhere and you saw people running all the time. And I think that we need that opportunity. So I saw triathlon as a way to show people how they can set a goal, give them all the tools they need to work toward it, form a community of other people who are doing the same sorts of things, and hopefully change things like our health outcomes, be able to prevent things like diabetes and obesity and heart disease and all the things that we, saw come front and center in the past 2 years, and an active lifestyle makes such a difference with that. So really it was that passion, and because I had started doing triathlons, I thought that was the answer.
Okay, well that's a good answer. So being active, a sedentary lifestyle causes diabetes, high blood pressure, just depression, just so many things. And because of COVID, a lot of people just kind of got into that dark hole, that black hole. And maybe, not maybe, the Mighty Mujer Triathlon is probably a good way to get out of there, because a lot of people are still struggling. Some people got sick, some people lost their family members, some people lost their jobs, and everybody's going through something, right? So maybe this is an opportunity, one of the many opportunities that El Paso has to offer, not only athletically, this one athletically, but just to get out and make a difference and run and bike and swim and live with purpose.
Well, and for all of those who are not participating or not ready to participate, we welcome a lot of volunteers. We have a large number of people who are out there on race day just helping us make it all happen. And then our spectators are fantastic. So the El Paso community makes this race special. So all the participants are phenomenal and they find their own community, but it's truly also in the middle of town. It's at Memorial Park and in central El Paso.
I was looking at your map.
Yes.
And just wondering, you start on Copper Avenue?
Yes, so we're right at Memorial Pool, which is on Copper, and the swim is inside, so it's indoor pool. And then it takes off up Federal, and then we go up Alabama. So the bike course is quite challenging, right? Both up and down, yes.
Okay.
It's a beautiful course, though.
It is a beautiful
and everyone comes out who lives in the area to cheer everybody on. And the spectators, I love seeing them, from husbands to grandparents cheering on their daughters. Like, their daughters are like my age now, right? But in their 30s, 40s, and they're like crying, like, "Go Mija!" Yes. And then the little ones cheering on mom, dads in tow. And it's a day that's just for them. So we hear our Mighty Mujeres say, it feels so good to come out race day, and everyone else has to pack and prepare for me. It's my day to get out there and just do what I want to do. And you see them smiling. They're struggling, but they're smiling, getting cheered on.
I saw some of those pictures. I did
Yes.
Candlelight, you've worn a lot of hats over the years, and I
Yes.
know you did weather and traffic, and now you're wearing this hat. Why do you do this?
Well, even when I left the news, I got to work at the Humane Society, and I've always volunteered in and out of broadcast journals. And that was my favorite element, was going into the community, and yourself with your Stand with Estela, giving a voice to something else that really caught you. And when I had the opportunity to come to Race El Paso, I've always loved being active. But personally, when I became a mom, I actually had a hard time getting back out there, and it wasn't because of any issues. It was more of a mental block of, when do I have time? I have a newborn. I'm scared to leave him. What if I run down the street and something happens? I had this new mom anxiety I couldn't shake. Then I was thrown into the pandemic and working virtually, and I realized, this Race El Paso and Mighty Mujer has been a place with continual outreach and a place for people to still have a goal, to still have community, to get out, and moving and being active is the best thing you can do for yourself and your family. If I can't go run, I bring my son with me for a walk, and he loves being outside. So you can never underestimate what movement can do for you. So I love being able to produce these races and share the outreach and the mission that we have. But Mighty Mujer is especially special because there's just a vibe that you can't describe until you're there race day with other women cheering them on. And you really feel that tribe and that fierceness, and you're just cheering on each woman, and you won't stop because you see us there. We're there to help you from start to finish, and we really do.
Sign me up.
And Estela said,
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably do a relay. So you could do a relay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not
get
a
your
strong
feet
swimmer.
wet. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of options. You can do a 2-person relay, which is 2 people do, and the order is swim, bike, run. And so one person does 2 of those elements and the other does the third, or a 3-person relay. So 1 swims, 1 bikes, and 1 runs.
What if I don't have somebody? Do you set me up with somebody? Do you pair me up with someone?
So we usually kind of encourage you to put the word out to your friends and family.
Okay.
We've done it a little bit. It's a little bit harder to kind of find the right match, but we've done that we have an I Am Mighty page that's kind of a closed Facebook group community, and so we've put the word out there. We do what we can, but We'll find you one.
Yes, you will.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
find you one.
I'm sure you will. So once again, get ready, set, and be ready for the triathlon in 2022. This is April 23rd and just go to the website at mightymujertriathlon.com and sign up there. And remember that you are a mighty mujer, not just during March, not just during International Women's Day, March 8th, but every day. And before we leave, anything you'd like to add?
Oh, we champion women, and we hope that if you don't join us and race, that you do come out, that you check it out, you cheer on the other women in El Paso who are doing this. Our community needs to see women being active and thriving in this area. And we want to remind the men too, we have races for you. We have Try the 915 is a new triathlon we're hosting for the first time in East El Paso at the new Eastside Natatorium. So it's an exciting new course for our local triathletes or anyone who wants to come out. And then we also have Eagle in the Sun. We're very excited for, and we're going to be announcing the return of another race later this year.
Okay, we're gonna have to bring
So
you on. Okay.
we have something for everyone, and we want to remind them to check us out, come race, come back out. Actually, we've had a great return since COVID, going virtual back to in-person.
People want to get out.
Oh yes, over 400 athletes at Eagle in the Sun. It was phenomenal. So people are ready to race, and we're ready to see them cross our finish lines.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I know that the Viva Auto Group will be a sponsor, and so will the Estela Casas Cancer Foundation, because we want to get the word out on how women need to keep abreast of their health, and we also give away mammograms. So, just making a difference in the
Yes, it's
community.
fantastic.
One mammogram, one run, one race, one swim at a time.
See if something
Thank you so
happens, they
much.
can pick you up, Estela.
We've got plenty of support.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Is an ambulance going to be there?
Oh yes, yes, we have everything.
Two ambulances. No, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Well, thank you so much for coming by. And yes, I will go in there and think about it this weekend, and then sign up, because I too could be in Mighty Mujer.
Absolutely.
You can.
Thank you so much for coming in. And I want to leave you with these. The most important thing one woman can do for another is expand the sense of actual possibilities. There is nothing stronger than a broken woman who has rebuilt herself. And here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and don't forget to like and share our page, Viva Auto Group. Have a great day. Bye.
We'd like to hear what you think about today's conversation. Go to the Viva Auto Group Facebook page and like us. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car or truck, we invite you to choose a Viva vehicle.